Hi folks, welcome back to another episode from the Cincinnati Razorback Room of Star Power Baseball, the Rulebook. This is going to be episode 12. I'm your host, Dennis, coming to you from Siloam Springs. And hey, give us a favor here. Like us on this video, like the video, and hey, subscribe to the channel. We need some more subscribers, and if you haven't done that yet, it's worth your time. That way you get notices when the new videos come up, and we're all excited about that. Well, let's get right into the meat and potatoes of this one right here. We're working with the advanced game, and this is episode number 12, and let's bring up the rule book here. And in this episode, we're going to deal with the types of spins. We've already talked about what a legal spin is, and a legal spin is one legal spin. A legal spin must go around the spinner at least 3 times. Done. Okay, so let's talk about the types of spins that there are. Here's a list right here on this page, and we're on page 23 now in the rule book. Here's a list of the types of spins. And remember, I mentioned to you in the last episode that vocabulary was very critical to Star Power Baseball. So get the vocabulary down so that you can intelligently discuss what is going on in your game of Star Power Baseball. So if you call me and say, hey, I did the error spin, then I did the result spin, and then this is what happened, I know what you're talking about. And said, well, the first spin did this, and then this spin. No, remember I told you the order of operation is extremely important. Make sure you follow the order of play. And the second thing, get the vernacular, get the terminology, get the vocabulary down, and then the game just flows. Okay, let's talk about the first kind of spin. The result spin. This is a spin that uses the outside portion, or sometimes on some cards the inner part, but most of the time on player cards it's the outer portion of the card. Let's pull up a player card real quick here. We'll go over to a player card. Those are managers. Let's get some players up here. 1937 award winner Charlie Gehringer. Okay, look at the outside here of the Charlie Gehringer card. Let me pull him over here where he belongs. Okay, so you see the Charlie Gehringer card right there. This outer circle here with the numbers on it, that is where you will find the result spin, okay? That's where you're going to find the results. Pretty simple. That's the results on the outer circle. If we go to another award winner, let's go to 1969 and pull up Tom Seaver from 1969. Okay, the outer circle has letters in it. That's where your results are. It's as simple as that. That's a result spin. When you need to read the outside circle of a card, that's a result spin. Okay? Now let's pull one of those cards back up. Let's pull a different card up. Let's go with Ted Sizemore here. Okay, he was Rookie of the Year in '69, I believe, in the National League. The next type of spin. Let me move this over for just a second so you kind of see what we're doing here. I get Control Z that I'm putting. All right, there we go. Okay, there's going to be a liner spin. This is a spin that lands on the line between 2 spaces. So if you spun it and it landed right there between the 10 and the 12, you would call that a 10-12 line. It's called a liner spin. Okay, liner spin, lands on the line. Pretty simple, huh? All right, the next kind of spin is called a location spin. Location spins are used basically when you, let me do this, when you find out where the ball is going. This could be on the infield card, could be on the infield in would play at the plate card, the ground ball card, the infield card, the same thing, or it could be on the outfield card. You'll see on the inner circle of the infield ground ball card, it says first base, third base, shortstop, and second base, just like going around the infield. The first spin you do there when you land on a location spin is you look at where it lands on one of those locations, and that's where the ball is hit to. It's a location spin, okay? Pretty simple. Two cards that you'll use mainly is infield and outfield. Ground ball and fly ball. Ground ball and outfield card. Okay. Ground ball, infield, plate, outfield card. All right. The next spin is called an error spin. All right. We'll go back to that. An error spin is done when there is nobody on base. Nobody is on base. And you spin the card, either the ground ball card or the outfield card. You spin that card to see if it lands on the E. If it lands on the E, then it will be an error. Pretty simple. It's called the error spin. All right? Let's pull this up here. Well, we're just all over the place today, aren't we? Okay. The next type of spin, let me move me back over here. Whoops. Control Z that. Let me move me back over here. The next type of spin is called the event spin. So I'm going to get the strategy card out here of this and go to the event card. You see the event card there? When you spin this card, it tells you what type of event you're going to do, and that's numbered 1 through 12. You can also use it for an injury, which the 2 inner circles are for that. But these are all results. All these are results. And event, and there's codes. There's injury events. There's weather events. There's pitchers events. There's all kinds of events that occur. Instant replay events. All kinds of events that occur. Now, one other reason that you're going to make an event spin, you guys are going to have questions about the rules. And you're going to be in the middle of a game. You're going to look it up real quick, and then within 2 or 3 minutes, you didn't find the rule. Put the rule book down. Spin this card. Your opponent spins the card. Whoever has the higher spin gets the play that time. And then come back to the rule book after the game is over, but keep the game flowing. Don't hold it up for instant replay for 30 minutes like they do in Major League Baseball. That is such a waste of time. I watched something the other day in a basketball game where they had 15-minute delay on an out of bounds. Come on, man. I know it's important. But dude, 15 minutes? Make up your mind. Obviously, there ain't enough evidence to overturn a call. Move on. Here, play the play. If you can't find the rule within a minute or two, put it away, spin the event card, higher spin gets to choose the result, move on. That's the event card. That's an event spin. Pretty simple, huh? Okay, our next type of spin is pitcher fatigue spin. And your pitcher fatigue spin is done once again on the event card. And this particular one, let's read what it says there. It says this spin is used to determine if the pitcher is fatigued. And we'll get into that more as we get into the advanced game. So that's what this card does, the event card's types of spins. Result spin, liner spin, location spin, error spin, event spin, pitcher fatigue spin. And you could even classify the pitcher fatigue spin as an event. I think that wouldn't be a bad idea at all to classify that as an event. Okay. Let's go here and then we're going to make this video done because this is going to take a while. Okay. We're going to talk about liner spins. First thing we're going to talk about is the liner spin. When the spin lands on the line on a player card, player cards are batters or pitchers. Those are the player cards. When a liner spin or a spin lands on the line of a player card, Ted Sizemore, the spin lands on the line. What you want to do is, let's see what we got here. Let me go back to 1969. Grab Ted Sizemore. Okay, that's supposed to be the back. Let's go get the back of him. Okay, you can see in when we talked about the cards and reading the information section, he bats right-handed. If you grab a pitching card from the same year, we'll grab Denny McLain, he throws right-handed. Now you've got two liner spin, or a liner spin between two numbers on the batting card. Okay? We have a liner spin on Ted Sizemore's batting card. And it's between the 7 and the 2. Ted Sizemore, we determined, bats right-handed. BR. Denny McLain, we determined, throws right-handed. TR. So they're the same. The right-hander and the left-hander are the same. So who has an advantage there? Well, when they're the same, the pitcher has the advantage. When they're different, the batter has the advantage. This is why some of the cards have great big lines on them, because sometimes the pitchers or even the batters are better against right-handers or left-handers, and therefore the lines are thicker on some cards than they are on others. Because if you take this, for example, on a batting card, and we'll just pull Teddy Sizemore up again here. On a batting card, Teddy Sizemore right here has 14 spaces on that card. That means that he has at least 13 lines on that card. We'll count them starting at the left of the 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 lines are on that card. 14 lines. Each one of those lines is approximately 1 degree thick. That means that 15 degrees out of 360, 15 degrees on Ted Sizemore's card are a line. That's a space that's approximately as big as his 11. That much of that card is a line. Maybe just a little bit more. I think that's an 11 degree 11, so a little bit more than that. So 15 degrees of Ted Sizemore's card is a line. That's huge, man. That means when it lands on there, we got to find out. I don't want to respin. I don't want to get in an argument with it. Remember, you call your own spin. I have a 2-7 line with Denny McLain. Denny McLain gets to make the choice. He's going to take the 2, not the single. He's going to take the ground ball. Whitey Ford, on the other hand, who's a left-handed pitcher, Sizemore gets to choose. So he's going to choose the single. Okay? So that is what a liner spin's all about. When a pitcher and a batter are both left-handed or both right-handed, the pitching card has the advantage. When they're not the same, the batting card has the advantage. Okay? When a pitching card or a batting card is spun, the result's a liner. The spinner lands on the line between two results. The player that controls the card with the advantage gets to choose between the two adjacent results. That's how simple it is. We put lefty-righty advantage right on the card. You don't have to look up squat. You can look at the card and see immediately, well, this guy pretty much hits the same versus lefty-righty. The pitcher's about the same. But when they have big fat lines, let me pull up a card here for you and I'll show you a real good example. Let me get to my alphabeticals here. I got to go to this one. I'll go to complete alpha list, fronts, and I'm going to go give you Kent to Colby. Check out this card right here. We call that death to right-handers. He's a right-handed pitcher, and he's probably got close to 30 degrees of line on his card. That means his lines on that card are about as big as that F right there. That's how much he gets to control. That's quite a bit. So now you see, we built in the lefty to righty advantage, disadvantage, everything like that. We built that in to Star Power Baseball so that you can see it easily on the card, knowing who's better, who's worse, left-handers or right-handers. Okay? When it lands on a line, say the 2 numbers that it's adjacent to, or the 2 letters. Let's just pull up a guy again here. Pull up Sizemore. Okay. It lands on the line between the 2 and the 7. That's a 2-7 line, or a 7-2 line. Okay? Lands between the 4 and the 11. That's an 11-4 or a 4-11 line. Kentakulvi is here. It lands on that spot right there. That spot, that big, huge, fat line right there. H minus B line. BH minus line. That's how you will announce that. It makes it very, very simple, and then the game flows, and you should know who your advantage is. If you're playing me and you say it's a BH minus line, then I'll go, is he right-hander? He is. I'm a lefty. I get to choose. I'm going to choose the B. Pretty easy. Keep the game flowing. No, when you announce your batter, you're going to do that anyway. You're going to say my batter's a right-hander, or you should know. A lot of us already know. Okay. Let's get to one other line, and then we're going to call this one a day. We're going to go to the home field advantage. Home field advantage? Ballpark advantage? Yes, there is an advantage to playing at home. What's the advantage to playing at home? Whenever a strategy disc or the event card is spun, and it lands on the line, the home team chooses between the two results. There it is. That builds in the home field advantage. It's not a great advantage, but yes, it is. If you look closely at this card, there is a whole bunch of spaces there, and approximately 30 degrees of that card is a line. 30 degrees is the space between this and this, between the A and the D. That's how much line there is on that card, and that's the home field advantage right there. About that much line. So that's what the home field advantage is, okay? And the very last thing has to deal with these liner spins, home field advantage spins, and that's the instant replay. As far as I know, Star Power Baseball is the only game that uses instant replay. And this is the card that is so crucially important when we use instant replay. I'm going to put it right over here, the event card. Anytime that you have a liner spin, and let's just suppose that the liner spin is between the 2 and the 11, and we have a righty versus lefty, so Sizemore chooses the line to be an 11. Instant replay, once per game or twice if you have the big time manager, you can challenge or you call for instant replay. That's when you pull out the event card. Bam, bam, right out comes the event card. The person that throws the red flag, the challenger, spins the card first. Remember this, there are no respins on this card unless you're doing pitcher fatigue and you have a pitching coach. Well, that has nothing to do with this. You spin it. Whatever the result is, that's your result. Then the person that got challenged, the person with the advantage, spins the same card. If the two results are equal, the call on the field stands. There is not enough evidence to overturn the call. If the person that throws the red flag, the person that spins first, the person that doesn't like the call, the person that is challenging spins higher than the other person, the call on the field is overturned. If the person that spins the challenge, that throws the red flag, that asks for the instant replay, spins lower than the person that is being challenged, the call on the field is correct. There it is. On a tie, the call on the field stands, not enough evidence to overturn it. If the challenger wins, the call on the field is overturned. If the challenger loses, the call on the field is correct. That's how simple that it is. It's that way to go. And it comes out to be about a 43%, which is the average of overturned calls in the major leagues today. How about that? We figured a way out of doing instant replay. Okay? Remember, no respins on instant replay, period. Even a bench coach does not get to spin again on the event card. All right. Hey, that does it for this episode of Star Power Baseball, the Rulebook, episode number 12. I'm your host, Dennis. Now, you're going to want to contact me, call me, or email me at warhammerworld@hotmail.com. I can get you in touch with me. That's pretty simple. Hey, guys, like and subscribe to our channel. We sure appreciate that. The more we get, the better we can do content. We love you. We want to see you. And by the way, keep remembering this. Hey, man, dice are nice, but the spin is in. I'll see you next time on Star Power Baseball, the Rulebook.